Do you want to give your players a cursed item which causes them to be occasionally attacked by a flock of ravens? Or maybe to slowly transform into a monster? Or even to foresee the future, even though no one believes them? If you answered yes to any of the questions above, keep watching, as today we are going to talk about long-term curses. Hello everyone, this is Marco from the Emerald Island, and this is News from Arcadia. Today we will talk about long-term curses in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This is an article from number 5 of Arcadia by Leon Barillaro. Finn the Fighter is with me to talk about this. Hello Finn. Hello Marco. Finn, what is a long-term curse? A long-term curse is a powerful curse which can't be simply removed from a remove curse spell. How is it structured? A long-term curse has a triggering event, an effect, and a specific way to dispel it. Can you make an example? Sure. In Beauty and the Beast, the triggering event is the prince insulting the wrong person. The effect is the fact that the prince is transformed into a beast, and the way to dispel it is to be able to love and be loved. Interesting. So let's look at the curses, like the Curse of the Betrayed. How is it triggered? The Curse of the Betrayed is triggered when a person is betrayed by a group of people, like the PCs for example. And as a result of this, the person dies. That's nasty. What is the effect? The people in the group begin to mistrust one another, suspecting that they could be the next one to be betrayed, and so on. And how is dispelled? One way is if all of the people involved confess their sin and amend. And the other? The other is that the people in the group actually start killing one another, until only one or no one remains alive. Let's move to the next, the Curse of Cassandra. Ah yes, one of my favorite. The person who is seeing the future but is believed by no one. What causes a person to be cursed in this way? Gods usually. Sometimes, for some reason, they cannot stand a mortal who can actually foresee the future. And what is the effect? The cursed mortal will be able to predict a specific event which is going to happen in the next few days. But no one is going to believe it. Actually, everyone thinks just the opposite. And how are you going to break such a curse? By actually stopping your own prophecy from fulfilling. I think it's because the gods will take special pleasure in seeing you wrong. Let's see the next one. Curse of the Living Dead. Zombies and skeletons and other unpleasant stuff, of course. You see, this usually happens in a village or in a small town, a necromancer or a similar creature dies and the dead become unrestful. Unrestful like they don't rest. They die, you put them in the earth and they rise again, day in and day out. And it's not just people, it's animals as well. Not so nice when your cat dies, you bury it and it comes to visit you the next day. Especially if they want to sleep in the bed with you. I see you have cats. Anyway, people either are going to eventually leave or to come to terms with such a things. And what is the way to break this curse? As the curse is in the soil, you have to cleanse it. You have to plant blessed seeds in the soil, grow them, and harvest them. Speed up the process as much as you can with whatever magical means you can, because no one should rise from the dead in that period. If you are able to do this and destroy the harvest, the curse will be broken. What is the next one? The Curse of Sordino. Ah, yes, that's a favorite one of the bards. It happens when a bard is shamed by someone in a city. Well, it happens. Sure, and usually all you get is a grudge. But sometimes his bard is ready to sacrifice the very instruments that they used to play. And they play one final song with that instrument. And then they curse it. The musical instrument can't play anymore. Not much of a curse. Let me finish. All the music in the village where this curse falls is destroyed. Anytime you try to play any music, the effect is some horrible sound. Well, that's a shame, but... I said, let me finish. Your voice can't have any musical quality. Every sound has to be dull, otherwise it will be replaced. And how do you break such a curse? Well, you need to find the cursed item and destroy it. Of course, the owner will have it hidden very well and with some sort of guardians around it. The Curse of the Watchers. I'm sure this is going to be unnerving. How does it start? A person dies and the person's soul becomes tied to an object, typically a magical object, which was very important to that person. And this is the trigger, right? Yeah, exactly. And as soon as another person takes up the object, a raven will appear and begins following the new owner of the object. Well, a raven can be unnerving, but I don't see how... No, you don't get it. In the beginning, it's just one raven. Then, each time you use the object, you roll a d10 and you add that to the flock of the ravens. Yeah, this would make quite a flock very quickly, but still... And when you roll a 10 on the d10, the flock attacks. And if you survive, does this break the curse? No. The next time you use the item, the flock begins to assemble again. To get rid of the curse, you have to return the item to its original place. And this breaks the curse. Let's say that this will just free you from the curse, but the object is still cursed, and you can cleanse it. To do so, you have to try to convince the spirit of the former owner to give you the object. How are you going to do so? With the Speak with Dead spell. You can attempt 3 times either a persuasion or a deception charisma check with DC 20. If you succeed, the owner will give you the object and it's not cursed anymore. And if you fail all 3 times, well, in that case you'll have to discuss the matter with the corpse of the owner, which now is raising as a ghoul, a mummy, or a mummy lord. And if you defeat it, the curse is broken as well, yeah. Finally, the Slow Polymorph. This is usually what you get when you enrage a powerful magical creature or a wizard. Don't they transform you into a toad? They could, but sometimes they prefer to do it in a more subtle manner. So they do it slowly. Yeah, the curse is bound to an hourglass and can be cast if the caster has a nail, a lock of hair, or something similar. And what are the effects? Each time the victim completes a rest, be it short or long, the victim must succeed in a DC 12 charisma saving throw. If it fails, the victim suffers a transformation. Which kind of transformation? Well, it depends. It could be getting an additional legs, or additional arms, or sharp claws, or webbed feet. Well, that would cause problems. You can bet your gold it's going to cause problems. Also, other creatures could take you as a threat and could join a fight just for the purpose of eliminating you. And how are you going to break such a curse? Well, you can always try to convince whoever cast the curse to remove it, or you can try to break the hourglass used to cast the spell, of course. Of course, you have to find it. And breaking it will cause 6d10 necrotic damage to you, I mean, the victim. Anything else on the curses? Wasn't that enough? It's enough for sure. Thanks, Finn. This is Marco from the Emerald Lion, and this is News from Arcadia. Let us know in the comments what is your favorite curse among the 6 ones we talked about. If you liked this content, leave a like. If you want more content like this, subscribe.